panthera tigris is one of nature's most powerful symbols, a living echo of evolution's artistry and the wilderness's enduring strength. Its story begins millions of years ago, long before the first human gaze ever met its amber eyes. To understand the tiger is to trace the ancient thread of the panthera lineage, a branch of big cats that emerged roughly 2 to 3 million years ago across the forests and plains of Asia. Fossils unearthed in China reveal one of the earliest tiger-like ancestors, Panthera stansky, an ancient predator that lived around 2 million years ago. Its skeletal structure suggests a body built for power and ambush, traits that would define the tiger's descendants. As the Earth's climate and geography shifted, populations of these early cats spread and adapted, giving rise to various subspecies. Over time, they occupied distinct ecosystems, from the icy taiga of Siberia to the dense tropical jungles of Sumatra. What makes the tiger unique among the great cats is not only its size, the largest of the panthera species, but also its striking appearance. Each tiger's coat is a living fingerprint, its orange fur striped with black patterns that no two individuals share. These markings serve as camouflage in tall grass and dense foliage, helping them stalk their prey in silence. Evolution shaped the tiger into a solitary hunter, stealthy, patient, and immensely strong. Unlike lions, which evolved social structures, tigers rely on individual skill. Their independence became both their strength and their challenge, shaping a predator perfectly tuned to ambush and control its territory. Throughout this long evolutionary journey, humans eventually encountered the tiger, but never mastered it. Unlike dogs or horses, tigers have never been domesticated. Their solitary behavior, unpredictable temperament, and immense power made them impossible to train for companionship or work. The tiger is, by nature, a creature of autonomy, one that resists control. Ancient rulers, however, were fascinated by their ferocity. In China and India, emperors and kings kept tigers in royal enclosures, not as pets, but as living symbols of might and divinity. These creatures were admired, feared, and often revered, embodying the raw forces of nature that humans could never quite tame. The tiger's spirit remained untouchable, even when caged, a reminder that some parts of the natural world cannot be conquered. In ancient civilizations, the tiger's image became deeply woven into myth, art, and cultural identity. Across Asia, it was a creature of divine power and protection. In early Chinese belief, the tiger was one of the 4 sacred symbols of the heavens, known as the white tiger of the West. It guarded temples, adorned shields, and appeared in the insignia of warriors, representing valor, righteousness, and balance. associated with royalty and the power of the natural world, creatures of majesty that mirrored the authority of kings. Although tigers were never used as instruments of war, their likeness influenced martial traditions. Warriors painted tiger stripes on their armor or carried talismans made from tiger claws, believing that doing so would grant them courage and ferocity. The tiger was not a weapon, but an idea, a living metaphor for strength, protection, and dominance. Yet, the tiger was not only a spiritual symbol, it was also a valuable commodity. As trade expanded along routes such as the Silk Road, tiger pelts, bones, and claws became luxury items, traded for their beauty or supposed medicinal value. In ancient China, tiger bones were used in traditional remedies, believed to transfer the animal's vitality to those who consumed them. Tiger skins decorated the thrones of rulers and warriors alike, becoming emblems of status and power. This early fascination with tiger products foreshadowed a dark future where reverence would transform into exploitation. Though tigers were never domesticated for labor or transport, they played a significant role in the rise of animal-based industries and entertainment. In the arenas of ancient Rome, tigers were imported from Asia to face gladiators or other beasts in public spectacles. These bloody confrontations symbolized imperial power, the empire's ability to capture and dominate the most fearsome creatures on earth. To see a tiger slain in the Colosseum was, to Roman audiences, to witness the triumph of civilization over the wild. In the royal courts of India and Southeast Asia, tiger hunts became elegant rituals of power. Maharajas and colonial officials organized grand expeditions known as shikar, in which tigers were pursued for sport. The slain tiger became a trophy, and photographs of rulers standing beside its body became visual declarations of dominance. These hunts, however, carried a paradox. The same rulers who celebrated the tiger's strength were also responsible for its decline. Over time, hunting reduced populations drastically, transforming the tiger from a symbol of vitality into one of vulnerability. As attitudes toward animals evolved, the human relationship with the tiger began to change. The brutal spectacles of the past gave way to a growing fascination with conservation. Today, tigers are among the most photographed and studied creatures in the world. In sanctuaries and national parks, they are no longer hunted for sport, but protected as living treasures. Modern wildlife documentaries portray them not as trophies, but as ambassadors of the wild, reminders of what is at stake when nature is lost. Although tigers never served practical roles in agriculture or industry, their symbolism endured. In rural communities, tiger imagery was often used to protect fields and livestock from misfortune. Farmers painted tiger faces on barns or wore tiger charms to guard against evil spirits. The tiger's spirit was seen as a protector of prosperity and life. During the Industrial Revolution, the tiger's image took on a new form. It became an emblem of speed, energy, and power, qualities admired by emerging industries and military forces. Companies, battalions, and sports teams adopted the tiger as a symbol of strength and resilience. Though the tiger itself was no longer a physical part of human labor, its essence became woven into the modern imagination, representing the untamed power that drives progress. In more recent times, the tiger has found an unexpected place in human well-being. While direct therapy involving tigers is impossible, their presence, whether in the wild, sanctuaries, or visual media, has psychological influence. Viewing tigers evokes awe and connection, emotional states that reduce stress and promote mindfulness. This response, often called biophilia, reflects humanity's deep-seated bond with nature. Rehabilitation programs sometimes incorporate interactions with wildlife as a means of reconnecting people to the natural world, fostering empathy and awareness. The tiger also occupies a unique place in the human subconscious. In dreams, it often represents repressed strength or primal energy. Artists, poets, and psychologists alike have used the tiger as a metaphor for the human spirit, beautiful, dangerous, and impossible to fully control. For many, the tiger embodies both the fear and the fascination that come with confronting the wild within ourselves. Through thousands of years of coexistence, the tiger has shaped human thought, religion, and art. It has inspired myths, sparked industries, and tested moral boundaries. More than just a predator, it has become a mirror reflecting our reverence for nature and our responsibility toward it. From ancient myths to modern sanctuaries, the tiger endures as a reminder that some forces in this world are meant not to be mastered, but to be respected. From the earliest cave paintings to modern film, the tiger has lived not only in jungles and forests, but in the imagination of humanity. It has been painted, carved, sung about, and worshipped for thousands of years across continents and centuries. This animal has represented the meeting point between fear and admiration, chaos and control, nature and divinity. In art, the tiger's image often captures both is paired with the dragon, representing the harmony of opposing forces, earth and sky, instinct and intellect, strength and wisdom. In India, the tiger's artistic and spiritual presence is deeply embedded in Hindu iconography, sculptures, and temple carvings depict Durga astride her tiger, symbolizing divine power, guided by righteousness. In Mughal miniature paintings, tigers appear both as royal game and as metaphors for courage. In Southeast Asia, from Myanmar to Vietnam, traditional art often shows tigers alongside forest spirits, suggesting a guardian that protects both land and life. Western art encountered the tiger later through exploration and empire. Renaissance naturalists sketched it with wonder, often blending observation with imagination. By the 19th century, Romantic painters used the tiger as a symbol of the sublime, something beautiful yet untamable. William Blake's famous poem, "The Tiger," asked, "What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry?" A question that still captures humanity's fascination with the animal's dual nature, beauty and terror intertwined. Mythology amplifies these ideas. In Korean folklore, tigers are protectors and tricksters, testing human virtue. In Chinese legend, a tiger's roar drives away ghosts, and the animal's bones are said to hold protective energy. In Indian mythology, the tiger is a companion to gods and heroes, but also a reminder of karma, of power that must be guided by moral intent. In Siberian shamanic beliefs, the tiger is a spirit guardian, a messenger between the human and the divine. Through myth, the tiger becomes a symbol not just of strength, but of balance, the eternal need to respect what is powerful and wild. Culturally, the tiger's influence extends far beyond art and story. In regions where tigers roam, they shape traditions, festivals, and even national identity. In India, the tiger is the national animal, representing courage and biodiversity. In China, the Year of the Tiger marks renewal, energy, and bravery. Across Asia, masks and dances portray the tiger spirit, celebrating its role as both protector and challenger. To wear its image is to invoke strength. To depict it is to honor life's fierceness. Psychologically, humans have long felt a deep connection to tigers. They stir emotions of awe, respect, and sometimes fear, responses rooted in our evolutionary memory as prey and observer of predators. This emotional bond has become part of modern conservation itself. People fight to save tigers, not only for ecological reasons, but because losing them feels like losing a part of humanity's collective soul. The tiger's impact on society is both symbolic and psychological. In popular culture, it stands for endurance and pride. From national emblems to sports mascots and corporate logos. In psychology and literature, it embodies the human struggle between instinct and reason. The tiger is both an external creature and an internal metaphor, representing the strength we seek and the danger we fear. Its power lies not only in the jungle, but in the human mind, where it prowls as a timeless archetype. Yet the tiger's survival story in the modern world is precarious, once ranging from Turkey to eastern Siberia and the islands of Indonesia. Tigers now occupy less than 10% of their historic range. Deforestation, poaching, and the illegal wildlife trade have brought several subspecies to the brink of extinction. The Bali, Javan, and Caspian tigers are already gone. Others, like the South China tiger, survive only in captivity. Fewer than 4,000 tigers remain in the wild today. Conservation has become a global mission. Countries like India, Russia, Nepal, and Bhutan have implemented protected reserves and anti-poaching initiatives. India's Project Tiger, launched in 1973, marked a turning point, helping populations recover in key habitats such as Ranthambore and Sundarbans. In Russia's Far East, efforts to protect the Siberian tiger through strict law enforcement and habitat preservation have allowed their numbers to stabilize. International cooperation under organizations like the Global Tiger Forum and the Worldwide Fund for Nature has brought renewed focus to saving this species. Community involvement has also proven vital. In many regions, conservation now includes local villagers and indigenous groups who once depended on hunting or logging. By promoting ecotourism and sustainable livelihoods, these programs transform the tiger from a threat into an asset. When people see economic value in preserving tigers and their forests, coexistence becomes possible. Sustainability efforts go beyond protection of the species. They extend to preserving entire ecosystems. As apex predators, tigers maintain ecological balance by regulating prey populations and ensuring healthy forests. Their presence indicates a thriving environment species that share their habitat. Rewilding programs such as those in India and Kazakhstan aim to restore both the animal and the landscapes that support it, demonstrating that saving tigers is inseparable from saving biodiversity itself. Technology now plays a growing role in conservation. Camera traps, satellite collars, drones, and artificial intelligence help track tiger movements, identify individuals, and monitor habitats. These tools allow scientists to understand migration patterns, prevent poaching, and detect habitat loss in real time. In some reserves, data-driven strategies have doubled tiger numbers within a decade. AI-assisted pattern recognition has even made it possible to identify individual tigers by their stripe patterns, creating digital fingerprints for monitoring populations without disturbing them. Alongside technology come ethical challenges. Captive breeding and tourism, while beneficial in raising awareness, can also lead to exploitation. The existence of tiger farms in some countries, where animals are bred for entertainment or illegal trade, poses moral and conservation concerns. As society becomes more aware, the debate deepens. How can humans admire tigers without imprisoning them? How do we balance fascination with responsibility? The future of tigers depends on the choices humanity makes now. Ethical wildlife tourism, stronger law enforcement, and habitat restoration remain central to their survival. Climate change adds new pressures, altering prey availability and forest cover. Conservation must adapt by creating wildlife corridors and transboundary reserves that allow tigers to migrate safely. Collaboration between nations is crucial, as tigers ignore political borders, following rivers and forests that stretch across regions. At a cultural level, the tiger will continue to inspire art, literature, and identity. It will remain a symbol of balance between civilization and wilderness, ambition and restraint. But beyond symbolism, the tiger's future lies in practical human commitment, in the laws we enforce, the forests we preserve, and the empathy we cultivate for life beyond our own. The question that William Blake once posed, did preserve the tiger is to preserve the harmony of the natural world, the rhythm that binds all living beings together. If humanity can learn to see the tiger not as a trophy or a symbol of conquest, but as a living partner in the web of life, then its roar may continue to echo through the forests for centuries to come. The tiger's story is ultimately our own, a story